In these days, you speak.
Where are
about
you from?
Italy.
From Italy. Oh, I love Italy.
She felt the Berlin walls.
Said everything's alright. Roller coaster, make it through the day upright. It seems
It is as if we were looking at the world with the eyes of the Americans.
I could never imagine something better. Yeah, right. Now you're cooking on high heat.
Buongiorno a tutti ragazzi, Luca here. Recently I posted a video about Donald Trump's plans for Italy. It went very well and I'll link it in the description down below.
Y'all ready for this?
In the comment section, many people were wondering why is Italy so dependent on the United States in so many ways. So I decided to delve deeper into this topic and discuss with you guys 5 aspects that in my opinion explain very well what kind of influence Washington has on my country. There would be many more, but I decided to leave out the economic ones because they are the best known and focus more on cultural and social aspects. Now let's dive in, but before that, please, if you like my work and research, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification button. Now let's dive in.
You gotta steal the crown. Got to own it.
I decided to kick off from here because this first point is preparatory. If we don't start from the beginning, we don't understand anything else. As I said in many other videos that I link in the description down below, the United States is literally our master.
When I left you, I was but a learner. Now I am the master.
At the end of the Second World War, Italy was forced into America's European empire. It was not a choice, but an obligation, and from that moment on, Italy has been a satellite of the American empire, and when the Americans tell us to jump, we just ask how high. This is what kind of relationship there is. Italians, being Italian, are not aware of this situation. They think we're allies, but we're not. As I said before, the US is our master.
And I are pleased to announce a new strategic dialogue between Italy and the United States that will enhance cooperation.
The status quo manifests itself both through direct political influence, such as when the United States, in the years following the Second World War, attempted to influence Italian elections to convince Italian people not to vote communist, and through indirect influences concerning culture and society, which we will discuss in the next points. American technology dominates the life of Italians every single day, especially in the IT sector. This is a situation that, to varying degrees, concerns all of Europe, given that in the whole continent we have practically zero world-class information technology companies, and Italy is no exception to that. Despite our $31 billion commercial surplus with the US in terms of material goods, IT-wise we are totally dependent on the tentacles of the Silicon Valley. The first is that of everyday life: Google, Meta, OpenAI, Amazon, and I could name dozens of others. Italians are immoderate users of these American design information technologies. My students at school can never take their eyes off their California design phones, with which they use almost exclusively American design apps. Washington knows every single habit of every single Italian just because by using American technology we give our lives away. There is also a second aspect, less known but even more crucial to understanding what kind of influence Washington has on my country: military information technology. And even in this case, we have very little choice. It's Starlink or Starlink. In part because it is strongly recommended by Washington, in part also because it lacks an equally effective alternative at a European level, the Italian government is about to sign a contract with Elon Musk's company for military communications. We have no other options, so even in that regard we will be even more tied to Uncle Sam. Italians have been invaded and immediately conquered by American entertainment, movies, comedies, TV series. Most Italians spend their free time binge-watching American products, which in our country have a huge following. There are even some more niche products, such as the soap opera The Bold and the Beautiful, which are perhaps more famous in Italy than in America. My 93-year-old grandma has been watching this soap opera for nearly 40 years, and when these actors come to Italy, they're greeted like gods, especially by the elderly, which, as I always say, in Italy are by far the majority of the population.
Italy is one of our favorite places to shoot the show.
The invasion of American entertainment has had two tremendously important consequences. The first concerns the way Italians look at the world, since it is always as if we were observing things through the eyes of the Americans. For example, an historical event such as World War II or a present-day event such as the crisis in the Middle East. These are things in which our vision is incredibly influenced by the way Americans look at these events or the way Americans want you to look at these events.
At this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger.
The second consequence, which I talked about a lot in this video that I link in the description down below, is that Italians got to know America through movies and TV series. Too bad that many of these products don't represent the reality of the United States, but just a small niche. Usually New York and California. For Italians, Americans all live either in a skyscraper in Manhattan or in a mega villa in Hollywood. That's it. They have no idea of what's between the two coasts.
You gotta work it. Here's the shot. You only got one life. Give it all you got.
I think you got it.
Yes!
You honestly understood the assignment perfectly.
Do you not know the history behind this house? This is the infamous...
And the theme of entertainment lies in well with the fourth point. And this is something that maybe deserves a dedicated video, so let me know in the comments if you're interested about it. I'm talking about the very strange relationship between Italians and the English language.
She felt the Berlin Walls destroyed by the people. Because the idea, without marketing and commercial structure, the results are not good.
And there is a paradox here. We Italians are not particularly good at English compared to many other European nations, and yet we are absolutely obsessed with this language, especially because of the American influence. We have a very, very strong inferiority complex toward this language. Every single year, Italian parents spend thousands of euros to make their children learn English because it's considered a sign of social prestige. In the Italian mentality, knowing English or not is the main discriminant between being considered a person of culture or a chov, a boor, a guido, a coatto in Italian. I don't know how to say it in English.
Questi due giovani esemplari di sesso maschile appartengono allo stesso branco e...
To show ourselves as refined people, as men and women of the world, we give English names to everything and everyone, even when an Italian word could easily be used. Children, animals, objects, laws, emotions, everything. And again, not because Italian has no counterpart for those words, but just to feel cool. If you take a walk around Rome, there is no shop that doesn't have an English name or dog that isn't called Jerry or Frank. In the school where I teach, most students can't even form a basic sentence in English, and yet they use English words for everything, again, even when Italian could easily be used. This is an incredibly strong inferiority complex that goes way beyond language, and if you're interested, we could explore this in a dedicated video. And I want to end with something that I don't normally talk about a lot on my channel, but is extremely dear to me: food. And this is a complex topic because when it comes to food, Italy has influenced the US more than what America has done with us, but still, American food culture is very strong in Italy and, most importantly, growing.
Mazzi sul serio. Gli americani, maccherone, mi hai provocato e io ti distruggo adesso.
And it's not just about the fact that now every food shop in Italy has some kind of English name, such as Wild West, Wild Burger, Burger House, Lounge Bar, Bakery, or whatever. It's about what you eat. Now I'm 36 years old. When I was a teenager, me and my friends went to McDonald's like once every 3-4 months. It was like an event, and certain items such as this disgusting donut didn't even exist in Italy. Today, the situation is completely different. My high school students, they come to this McDonald's, which is nearby the school, basically day in and day out. They have these gigantic cans of Diet Coke, Pepsi Max. Their diet is unfortunately very similar to American teenagers. So at the end of the day, Americans want us Italians even in this field. Now let's taste this. Mamma mia che schifo. Very artificial. Ciao ciao ragazzi.